Hey, welcome back. So let's see, since last time, is it nightfall basically? We're almost out of room, like one more entry, we gotta get a new book. Last time we, did this, added ceiling tiles to the basement and looked at wait, we're in 120.2, but, looked at some of the, characteristics of it. Since then, and that was, 3439 now, 3451 is later than that now. I'll have to point these out, I suppose. Dyed the red sheep light gray and bred them up into a personal army. And I might need an allay to help collect all the wool from the pasture as a consideration. Let me. Well, yeah, let me take a nap. Be right back. Okay. Yeah, I had some couple of red sheep here in this pasture thing for a while. Dyed them light gray and then kind of fed them a lot. One of the changes in 120.2, I guess, is well, we know this the random tick speed. If it he that's how many I have. He escaped. He just bounced out when he grew up. Um, these things, I don't think they breed any faster. You still got that newish 5 minute cooldown between breeding, but the hatchlings, whatever you call them, grow up quickly, which is kind of neat. Like if you're faster than average on the random tick speed thing is not that is this. It's usually 3, but like by default, I kick it to 40 just because partly because I'm used to it at this point, but also because otherwise things take a hell of a long time when you're actually recording. So yeah, it's 11, 12 times. What is it? It's 13 times faster than ish than default. Um, so yeah, those things they were adults within I don't know less than a minute. Um, before I go downstairs, I got a comment. I think it's this. Yeah. Um, well, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's Furby YS or Furbis or Fort Furby. Anyway, that guy. Given your dedication, I find it incredible that your channel is still this small. I think your style of content would have done better earlier on in YouTube. But maybe consider adding some background music. Yeah. That's a couple of different points, which may or may not be related. Probably a little related. Let's go do what I'm going to do. Well, let's head downstairs. Yeah, I don't know what background music well, yeah, I mean, there's, what here? Options, music and sounds, go. We have that. I don't think anyone cares if you use this. I've seen too many people using it to imagine that, it causes any problems in as much as, some copyright music element would. I think it's not public domain, but it's like an element of the game. No one much cares. It might start up soon. I don't know. Has it? I don't hear it. I got my sound down for a little. Hang on a minute. I don't hear any music. Um, but that could happen. Whatever. I do wonder if having music would it might complicate matters. Like if the music suddenly gets loud when I'm not talking loudly, it could be. Now you have to go through the whole video and make sure that every second works out in terms of audio, and that's bad because I'm inherently lazy. I got this much done on the topic of being inherently lazy. This took some time. I got my grid thing going on so that I know that each one of these is just 16 blocks, square meters, elements. Ignoring these two for a sec, it's 6 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times 6 is, I forgot the question. 13 times 6 is, is it 78? Seems like it ought to be. It probably. Hang on a minute. The hell am I trying to figure out? 13 times 6. Okay, and then plus 2, because well, those are the two we ignore. Well, 80 is really easy, and then times 16 is just going to be 128. Or, well, 1280. And then, like, divided by 3 times 2 is like 853, and then divided by 64, if I want to go with stacks, is 13 odd stacks of wool would get us what we need from this point, which we can go work on. Because I do have over here, I've got the one sheep that gets auto harvested, but it's slow. It just is. I don't know what I have in here at all. 20. 20 is more than 0. I mean, I can't turn that down necessarily, but it is not rapid enough to keep up with the demand. So, yeah, background music, why not? Haven't heard it yet. Is it happening? Still don't hear anything. Wait, is there anything I have to worry about beyond that? Music. I don't think it's doing anything. I don't think it's in there. And I don't want it just happening to me when I don't know to expect it, so. Yeah, I don't know what incidental music. There's petabytes of public domain, like just at youtube.com you can get the stuff and foley it in or whatever, but fine. I'd be okay with that. I don't know. I don't know if it's the answer to the problem. I don't know if it's related to the problem. I don't know if it is a problem. But an element I suspect, particularly as time goes by and things change and other things change, and maybe because of the first change, Google.com hate me. Larry Page hates me. Vic Gandatra, was that his name? Really, really hates me. It's irrelevant. He's gone. So here's what happened. And a lot of this is like conjecture, suspicion. I can't prove necessarily that it's directly one leading to the other. In 2010, 2011, like around the time Minecraft started, honestly, as a beta file game, and it was a website, Notch, wandered into somethingawful.com, and it's like, hey, I'm doing this, have a look. Okay, well, let's go do that. So, yes, I was there 3,000 years ago. So we're being told, at least, that we're starting up this social media web 2.0 thing. A little like Usenet from 1979. Nothing's changed, not really. But all of a sudden, everyone's going nuts about microblogging and we need instant CB radio interaction on the net. Fine. So Twitter.com, Facebook.com, MySpace.com, Friendster.com, whatever the hell. And Google.com, seeking attention, because they do that. I'm trying to think by then they bought YouTube.com. I think so. I've been here since 2006, so I mean I predate the buyout and therefore, tyranny of updates. But I got some stuff. Let's move on. Yeah. So they want to start up plus.google.com because how else can they stay relevant? And that's fine. I mean, it's zero sum, really. I mean, even if you don't care, it's just going to be a thing that is. Whatever. Who cares? But then they sent out, in much the way that Notch showed up and said, here, play my game, they sent out super special, you're the cool one, invitations. Hey, get in here. Have a look. All right. What the hell ever. I got nothing better to do. And it was fine for like a week and a half. But there was no one in, Google Plus. Now it just sounds so archaic even to mention that. You remember this? Also, cars used to run on Steam. It existed. It's like, who cares? Either way, honestly. It wasn't even bad. It wasn't substantial enough to be bad. It was a thing that existed, and that's where we are on that. Which is fine. It was a really meager, approximate clone of Facebook.com. If no one remembers this, I don't blame you. It's been a decade since anyone talked about it. I think the most fascinating thing about, well, directly the most fascinating thing was it allowed for anim GIFs. It's GIF because, it starts with a G and I'm a genius. It's also JPEG because, joint photographic starts with it. There's an F in it. Oh yeah, you could have anim GIFs going in. That was sort of, I think you could do that with MySpace.com, who remembers. But otherwise, it was basically a whole bunch of social media chauvinists uploading anim GIFs of Google plus annihilating Facebook.com, because why the hell not? That's what it's really all about, is being better than someone you've never heard of. And that's boring, but okay, overall. And that was about all there was to it, for like a week and a half. And then all of a sudden, I get locked out. Or not locked out, but like shut down. There's a difference. I could get in, but only to find out I was in trouble for being me. And that doesn't mean I did anything wrong. This wasn't early content censorship or any other damn thing. What the problem, it turned out, was I had the wrong name. I was not the social media landed elite, whatever the hell of what. I did that, not what I wanted. I'll get to it, but I'm just trying to do a pattern. So here's the problem. My name is Gremlin. I checked. It's true. I can prove it mathematically. Like, you know how you know it's true? Because I said so. And you know how that counts? I live in Denver. And by law around here, if you maintain that your name is blah for any purpose that isn't outright criminal, by prior restraint is illegal, then it's just true. That's actually where I lived. Legally speaking, that's the case. And it's true anyway, but that's not the point. The point is that that's all the proof I need to supply to anyone who could ever ask. Unless, of course, you're Google.com, in which case you're paranoid, despotic bigots. And the whole thing just got really big, really fast, and really stupid. Not the Google Plus thing. We know what happened to that. It crashed and burned and fell over into the swamp. But it ballooned outward. It turned out really quickly what it was about. Well, okay, what it was about, first of all. And then Zuckerberg with Facebook.com chimed in because he's a joiner. I need more stuff. Stay. It ultimately it had nothing to do with anyone, although it affected people. And particularly it affected people like, trans people, right? Who are doing whatever, like nomenclature drag, I guess is what they don't want to use their legal names, whatever it is, because then someone will find them, and they don't want that. I'm gonna well, no, I don't need it. It occurs to me I could get an allay to follow me around and get some of this, but I think I can get away with what I'm doing. Have you guys grown your fur back? Okay. Yeah, so where was I? It had nothing, it wasn't, well, I presume it wasn't as bigoted as they looked, is the most charitable way I can put it. It was incompetence, never attribute to malice what can be explained by incompetence. Whoever said that and whatever the actual adjectives were, or nouns, or whatever, noun phrases, whatever you want to call it. I think they were just too stupid to do things correctly. I don't think they were dicks about it. I think they may still have had the "don't be evil" clause at the time, which they've since got rid of because here we are. It was greed more than anything else, so far as I was able to ascertain or conjecture again. Because whether Google.com or the Alpha, Beta, whatever the hell these people are, it wasn't about them. They were trapped by their own desire to be liked. Never attempt to be liked to get trapped in. And what that means is they wanted advertisers to pig them. And what that really means is advertisers are the real bigots. They are terrified of anyone with some xenonymous, not synonymous, but xenonymous, sort of well, name by definition. Nomus, that's what I mean. Nomen. Nom de guerre in this case, because we're at war with these people. People being apparently the advertisers and everyone who wants to shill for them. So, uh, yeah, it best I can gather, I guess nap time perhaps. It was really primarily that they couldn't convince whatever the hell company at the time, probably Circuit City or something, that someone with a weird name or a trans name or whatever was real enough to throw adverts at for their, you know, $11 per entity, whatever it worked out to make them so rich off of what they hoped would be 8 billion people, well, 7 at the time. So basically, and it wasn't just weird names, it was also they were terrified of impersonation. William Shatner was one of the first people to get effectively zooked. It wasn't that at the time, it was, you know, it was actually Gundotrud or whatever, paged, whatever you want to call it. They accused Shatner of having been spoofing, of impersonating Shatner, and he's like, well, since you're wrong and I don't care about you, shut the hell up. I don't, and, you know, that led somewhere a little, but, yeah, it's miserable how egregiously incompetent the whole thing, and it led to their downfall. I don't think it was just that it was boring going to plus.google.com. I imagine it was a factor. It helped it happen, but it was just their mismanagement of their own, yeah, chauvinism. They were just so hilariously, satirically bad at whatever it was they thought they were trying to do that the whole thing went extinct. Which should all be irrelevant, you would think. I mean, in worst case, I'm not wrong, and that's what they were doing. That's what they were up to. However, now we're talking about a company that, though it can't maintain a social network, at least not a pure social network, it can apparently buy YouTube.com. And my, again, suspicion is that I've been effectively shadow banned because not only did they lie about me, defame me, accuse me of using a name for criminal purposes, by, default. I mean, if you're saying that my name's not real and I live in a place where if I say it is, then you're lying about me, then you're lying about me. And the reason you're lying about me is you're accusing me of a crime. You haven't defined the crime, but you've told me that's what's going on by implication. That isn't cool. So, that being not cool, I kind of struck back and let everyone know how stupid they were, which is one thing I'm good at. And here we are. All that said, my suspicion is, they've had it out for me. Probably not at the front of their minds. I suspect that overall they've forgotten or just have a simple list that they follow because they left themselves a note and they can't be trusted to think for themselves correctly. But my suspicion is, I've been effectively shadow banned, largely to date. That said, Larry Page has basically stepped down. He's just sitting there making money off of whatever the hell $11 per entity he was able to get out of. I need another clipper. And then Gundotra. Was that Vic Gundotra? The hilarity of it, Vic Gundotra, I think that was his name, except it wasn't. The whole time he's sitting there, you have to use your real name because that's what we say. Vic was not his real name. His real name was some Indian thing. Vizik or something like that. But and Larry, I'll bet his name was more like Lawrence. You see what I'm saying? It's not just that they're bigots, it's that they're miserable hypocrites. I mean, how funny is that? Anyway, Vic, we'll call him. Wink, wink. Split. First of all, he ruined everything. It had nothing to do with me. He was just that bad at whatever job he thought he had. Allegedly, and I love how allegedly just become this weird magic word that I cast allegedly and now you can't sue me. Oh, cool. Anyway, he sucked, and he left, and he's gone. I think at this point, whatever the issue has been, it's echoing its way into death. It's just sort of residual lack of momentum. It's an object at rest. But that's kind of where we are. Things are kind of picking up ish. It where I've got a couple hundred people subscribed to this thing. The second 100 was significantly faster to acquire than the first. It is small, the channel. I mean, I'll give you that. It's not a focus. Like, that'd be great if it was, instead of 200, it was 200 million. Let's just go up against PewDiePie. Why the hell not? But it's not an ambition I really have. I'll take it, but I'm not going to hold out for it. I'm not actively pursuing much of anything. Whatever. If that worked out one day, just because I didn't do anything new, great. But I don't know how much effort I would want to put into making it happen. I'm good either way. But yeah, I don't even know if any of that has anything to do. It might just be, here's a thing that's true that in a vacuum. It has nothing to do with anything going on in current year. It's just that's how it was close to 15 years ago now. And it wouldn't shock me if it turned out that one informed the other to some extent. But it might be that. It might be something I haven't even thought of. Maybe they don't like people my height. Maybe my hair is too long. What the hell? That wouldn't be the first time I've heard that. Why is your hair so long? I said, well, because I'm better than you, you see. No, it's a Samson thing. Or whatever yeah, it was Samson and I don't know. The talking snake book. And the donkey said, that one. Whatever. I couldn't tell you why or how, or maybe it's just that no one likes me. That also wouldn't be the first time I've heard that, but who the hell knows? I can only guess because they don't tell you anything, because then they become a little more accountable for their incompetence, and they don't want that either, so. I'm going to guess that we have a website, youtube.com, purchased by a website that is not good at running the things it keeps trying to purchase, apparently. That raises a question. I think they just started up Plus.Google. I don't think it was like some existing microbloggery. Is that a word? Sure, why not? That's so many portmanteaus in a single log, right? Captain's log, LOGUE, because it is. Plus web is weblog, minus we, which is perfect, is blog, plus micro to make it a burst of, here's 140 characters, 280, whatever the hell. Purchase or subscribe to a monthly gold star, what is it, blue tick. Whatever the methodology, we have people bursting little bits of stuff at each other. I'm going to go get some more wool for a long time. Hang on. Something I haven't decided or worked out is whether the random tick speed thing makes these guys eat grass more. Let's find out. I'm curious. Give me the thing after all. And you guys going to get really munchy suddenly, or just be the same? This would make the grass grow back faster. It's not doing it. But it wouldn't, it doesn't apparently make them eat grass faster. Well, that's a mystery solved, huh? Let me get downstairs. We'll place some carpet a little, and yeah, hang on a sec. More carpet. Yeah, I don't have a for sure definitive kind of answer for what the hell, but it really is entirely possible that I'm just sort of not good at this. I can't rule it out. Let's just be sciencey about it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I really don't know any. I don't even know if I'm supposed to tell anyone numbers, but I can tell you that when it comes to a given video, about 70% of 1% of impressions are click-throughs. I don't know if that's common. I don't know, because that's like a little more than 1 in 1,000. Well, no, it's a lot more than 1 in 1,000. It's 1 in 140-ish, I think. I need the calculator again. 0.7, times 14 is 0.98. So it's something, I don't know, it's some number. My point is, it could just be that anytime anyone sees that, whatever thumbnail is, oh, it's that guy, and they just don't even bother. That wouldn't shock me. People. It's really, like, I don't even know why you'd try, but it's hard to get everyone to like you. I assume. I haven't put much effort into it, but from not putting effort into it, I've noticed it doesn't just happen organically. So, apart from trying to pay people off or something, which doesn't sound like me, I don't really know how you would get a fan base purchased, you know what I mean? How do you do that? I don't want to do that, so I don't really care, but it's something to wonder marginally about. Just whimsically, it's like, how do you do that? I don't know. I think probably you just do what you're gonna do, and, you go back to the, what was it? It was, oh, this is just handy. I think I'm gonna have a missing one. Nope, extra one. I mean, that's done. Get more wool. In the Decline of Western Civilization, Part 2, The Metal Years. It was a documentary film back in the 80s. Oh, nighttime. Nighttime, I'm gonna sleep first. Lemmy Kilmister, whatever his name was from Motorhead. Whatever, because, who cares who Lemmy he died. The talking snake is dead. Be right back. So, in about 1986, someone's asking Lemmy, along with other people, everyone, people that probably shouldn't have been there, like Paul Stanley, but, how do you do it? How do you become a, heavy metal rock deity? How do you become you? And his response was, who the hell knows? You do what you're gonna do, you run your flag up the pole and see who salutes it. That's all you can do, that's all you ever want to do. Beyond that, I don't give a damn. Who cares? Do what you're gonna do, and if people dig it, then that you'll hear about it, perhaps, or at least you'll notice numbers or something. So it's possible that people are not particularly enamored by my flag. I'll buy that. Who cares? There's no way to. I don't know how to give a damn. You know what I mean? I don't know the process of caring that that's the case. If it's the case, I don't even know. It could actually be that I'm being sabotaged by a system in place after a couple of morons left the company, but I don't know. It's not up to me to find out. Well, I mean, I could, but I don't know how to begin. Hang on. Quick harvest of... I've got like 2 minutes to make this work, so... That's another thing, I'm really bad at timing. You may have noticed I almost never quite get done in the half an hour that I think I'm going to do it. Always winds up being about 37 minutes somehow, because, oh, and another thing, and I have to do this real quick. And this would be a good example of talking instead of pausing to get something inane, or at least disinteresting, finished. Hang on. Clippers done. Oh, did I get it all? I could use an allay for this, but I'm almost done. Hang on. Clippers go here, and there's probably, why not? Go get a little more. And clip. Yeah, I think the reason anyone would really care about subscriber numbers, by the way, is trying to make money off of this. One thing that I guess I find a little insulting, I don't care very much, except, oh, surprise, they're at it again. I, again, was here before, I had an account here at youtube.com before google.com bought them. So, I mean, if nothing else, you'd think that I would be immunized against whatever treachery they've developed since, just by predating their involvement. Instead, I mean, I used to have adverts. Not really on purpose. Like, I hate adverts. I'm Generation X, I'm immune to adverts. I can't be manipulated by, fear of missing out or lack of conspicuous consumption. I do whatever I want, but, they took them away a couple years ago. So, if you have less than 1,000, then you can't have. And then they put them back, but in the wrong way. So if I have a video, I do have videos. I have a few videos that have scores of thousands of views. They get adverts. I don't get anything from that. I'm kind of looking forward to the class action I don't intend to personally get involved in, but just for the efficacy of watching them flunk yet again at their chauvinism and greed and whatever else it is that these people effectively do. I mean, if you're looking at them as just in terms of investment banking, it's like, why would you invest in Alphabet, if that's what we're calling it this week? It's kind of like any other company that made so many mistakes, they keep changing their name. US Worst became Quest, became CenturyLink. It's like, no, I know who you are. Leave me alone. You suck. Or whatever company. I shouldn't single anyone out because then they get uppity and countersue or some damn thing. We're done. And with stuff left over, I guess I'll find a spot for it. Time is, yeah, we're done. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they're, strictly speaking, I mean, in really meager numbers, profiting off my efforts, we'll call it that. And despite deciding that I'm not important enough to pay, surprise, it's going on. One sec. Okay, day 3459. The B2 is finished. I don't know why the hell I capital. It sounds so finished. Funereal. Finalized. Ta-da. Plus.google.lol is finished. I'll just put that in there. I'll know what it means. And, this book is finished. I need a new one. There we go. That's what's going on. Let's say that we're done. Let's set it here because I'm just gonna have that here for next episode. In the meantime, I don't know why I'm skipping the end there. Well, not skipping, because you can't do that. Believe me, I've noticed. I'll proof it and make sure I don't have any massive typos before I like sign it and lock it in, lock out changes. And we'll get another book next time. What the background music. I can do better background music, but it's hard to be real quick going dit. What am I doing? 5. Yeah, we're out of here. Yeah, anyway, that's my answer. If it's a question, I don't know why the hell, I don't know why it's 202 people instead of 202 million. It's not really up to me. I'm sure there's things I could, if I cared enough, I could probably implement changes or aspirations or something. It's not me. It's not how I do things. Do what you flag, it's up. Do what you want. I've got a flag sometime. Yeah, so that's what I know is background music. Irrespective of anything I could throw in. I don't know. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe it's not really an important question. Maybe whatever. Yeah, so I'm going to split. You can, well, you know what? Like and subscribe. Comment. Spread the word. Force it down people's throats. Throw it up a flagpole. Tell them it's mine. People need to salute it. That's where we're going with this. Totally. Click the stupid bell for notifications, and I'll tell you next time, sometime in the future. I can't tell you when. You have to watch every episode. It'll be hidden at minute 17 and 43 seconds. Some damn thing from the 80s. That's what's going on. Chernobyl happened. Yeah. Do all that. I'll do what I do. You do what you do. We'll like each other if you like. And I'll get out of here for now. So see you next time. Bye.